She doesn't shout to be seen. She doesn't fight for attention. She simply exists, calm, confident, and unshakable. This is Hailey Bieber, a woman who taught the world that strength can be soft and confidence can be silent. In an age where fame often comes from noise, Hailey stands out through her quiet presence, her elegance, and her unshaken belief in balance. From the very beginning, life placed her in a world of lights and cameras. Born into a well-known family, she was surrounded by fame long before she created her own. Many thought her path was easy, but they never saw the depth behind her composure. For Hailey, being in the spotlight wasn't about becoming famous, and it was about finding herself in the middle of chaos. She could have been just another face on a magazine cover, another name in the headlines, but she decided to build something more, something lasting. As a young girl, she was fascinated by art, beauty, and movement. Modeling became her first language, not because she wanted attention, but because she wanted expression. Every step on the runway, every campaign, every shoot was more than work. It was her quiet rebellion against comparison. She was never loud, never desperate to fit in. She learned early that peace is stronger than performance, and that when you know who you are, you don't need to prove it. But behind the soft smile and effortless style, there were storms. Fame doesn't come without pressure. The internet can turn love into judgment in seconds, and for Hailey, that judgment came in waves. People spoke, criticized, compared, and assumed, yet she chose silence. Not weakness, not retreat. Silence. She learned that not every battle deserves your energy, and not every noise needs your reply. When others shouted, she breathed. When they mocked, she moved forward. And that's the essence of her power. Her peace is louder than the world's chaos. There were times she was misunderstood, painted as cold or distant, but those who truly listened could sense the calm strength she carried. She never begged for validation. She simply let her actions speak. Every project, every collaboration, every word she shared was guided by authenticity. Hailey didn't want to be known just for her face, and she wanted to be remembered for her values, her resilience, and her ability to stay grounded when fame tried to lift her too high. Then came a new chapter, Rhode Skin. It wasn't just a business venture, it was a reflection of everything she believes in: simplicity, balance, realness. She didn't launch a brand to compete. She launched it to create something that felt true. Rhode became her voice, her message to every person who ever felt not enough. It said, "You are enough as you are. You don't need perfection to glow." Hailey poured her calm philosophy into every product, reminding people that beauty begins when the noise fades and peace takes over. In interviews, she often speaks softly, but her words carry weight. She talks about mental health, about prayer, about love and growth. There's something rare about her. She never tries to sound wise, yet she leaves you thinking deeply. Her perspective is grounded, gentle, but strong. She believes that real confidence is not about domination, it's about self-awareness. She believes in choosing kindness, even when it's not returned. And that is why people feel connected to her, because in a world addicted to attention, she chooses intention. Her journey with Justin Bieber wasn't just love in the spotlight, it was growth in public view. Together they faced criticism, rumors, and countless opinions. Yet, instead of reacting, Hailey chose patience. She stood beside him, quietly, lovingly, faithfully. She became a symbol of calm commitment, proof that loyalty doesn't need to be loud to be real. Her strength wasn't in fighting back, but in standing still when the world shook around her. Hailey's story isn't about fame, it's about evolution. The girl who once walked the runway became a woman who walks with purpose. She inspires people to slow down, to breathe, to live with grace. She reminds us that you can build your empire without losing your peace. That beauty is not found in mirrors, but in how you treat yourself when no one's watching. The more you learn about her, the more you understand that her silence is not emptiness, it's power. She chooses peace over performance, compassion over chaos, growth over gossip. In her stillness, there is a message. that sometimes the strongest people are the ones who don't speak but listen, who don't chase fame but build legacy, who don't need noise to prove their worth. And when you look at her today, the successful entrepreneur, the global fashion icon, the woman of grace, you see more than glamour. You see depth. You see a story of someone who mastered the art of calm. She didn't let the world define her. She defined herself quietly, beautifully, completely. Hailey Bieber shows us that power doesn't need to be aggressive, that confidence can be calm, that success doesn't need to scream to be seen. Her life is a reflection of balance between work and rest, between silence and speech, between ambition and gratitude. And maybe that's the secret. When you stop trying to impress everyone, you begin to express your truth. She once said that peace is her priority, and she lives by it. Every choice she makes, every project she creates carries that energy. She's not chasing trends, she's building timelessness. She's not competing for attention, she's cultivating connection. She doesn't just influence style, she influences mindset. Hailey Bieber is not just a name on a magazine cover, she's a reminder. A reminder that being gentle doesn't mean being weak, that being kind doesn't mean being naive, and that being calm doesn't mean being passive. She is a living example of how inner peace can shine brighter than any spotlight. So the next time you feel the pressure to speak louder, to move faster, to be more, remember her. Remember that silence can be powerful, and grace can be louder than words. You don't need to chase validation. You don't need to prove your worth. You just need to be still and let your energy speak. Hailey Bieber, a woman who turned simplicity into strength and calmness into success. A woman who doesn't chase light, because she already is the light. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Zero to Icon, where every story turns from struggle to spotlight.